Stampers, it's me, Sharon Rogers, your independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I am here with a recreated version of my Friday Night Live. I was at a campground and the internet kept going in and out, so I promised everyone who was on that I would refilm it, and here we go. This is sort of the card that I was going to show during that Friday Night Live. It has actually now got a Cajun Craze kind of spray look to it because I oversprayed when I was making, when I was doing this project and showing you how to color the bedazzled paper. And so I figured, well, I might as well just overspray a lot then because it didn't look right just on the edge. So that's the version. It looked very nice. It looked nicer when it was just very vanilla. It still looks all right. It's just a different look. But we're going to make it actually a different card, but using the same technique. We're going to colorize this bedazzled paper. And the bedazzled paper is available through the end of September. Well, unless it sells out first, which it could. It is available as a celebration item. So with every $50 purchase, you get to select a free celebration item from the celebration catalog. And so there's lots of great items in here, but this is the bedazzling paper right here. And it is dazzling. You can see the glimmer and the shine. But it comes in this champagne-ish kind of color. And it would be great if it came in other colors. Well, we're going to make it come in other colors. So you will need some Stampin' Spritzers, and these are filled already. You will need some re-inkers. So I've used Cajun Craze and Mossy Meadow. And you'll need some isopropyl alcohol. So the isopropyl alcohol that I use is the 99.9% kind. You can use anything over 90% and it will work. The higher the concentrate, the faster it dries. But you have to order this online probably. But you can get 91 or 92% at Walmart or pharmacy. So to make your colorized spray, these are mostly full. Let's see, they're about the same. You're going to fill one of these Stampin' Up! Spritzers about 3/4 of the way full. Now this is almost half full right now. So I need to add a little bit more to it. Pretend that there's nothing in here already. What I would do is add the alcohol first to get up to the 3/4 mark. And I just use these little pipettes because I'm not very skilled at pouring a big jug of alcohol into a little tiny spritzer top. So there we go. That's about 3/4 of the way full. I'm just using a piece of chipboard that comes as a backing to all sorts of things, but this was probably the backing for some designer series paper at one point. I'm going to put the alcohol out of the way before I mess it up. And then I would add some re-inkers. So when your bottle is about 3/4 of the way full, you'll add about 10 drops of re-inker to keep that same color that you're expecting. If you want it a little bit weaker in color, add less. You want it stronger, add more. Since there's already some color in there, and I probably only added, you know, 1/3 more alcohol, I'm just going to put, say, 4 drops in. All right. So the re-inkers are not just for re-inking your ink pads. And then we're going to put the cover back on, and I'm going to shake it up. And that's why you want to fill it only 3/4 of the way full, is so you can make sure that this is evenly distributed. Okay. And then you're going to take your bedazzling paper, and I'm protecting my work surface here. Let me move some things out of the way. Make sure you know where the nozzle is so that you don't spray yourself in the face. And you're just going to spritz on here. And you try to make it as even as possible. And it's a little tough with the light, I'm not going to lie. it's tough seeing if it's even or not because it shines so much. Like on camera, it looks like this is a little bit lighter and this is a little bit lighter, but in reality, it really doesn't here in person. I'm going to set that aside to dry. You should do this in a well-ventilated room. Right now I can smell the alcohol quite strongly, so you should do it in a well-ventilated room. You can go do a load of laundry, come back and let it dry. That's what I have done when I've done these at other times. So when I made my sample, I walked away for a little bit, came back, and it was dry. So it doesn't dry immediately, but it dries pretty quickly. I'm going to set this aside. And I have some already done. Cajun Craze and Mossy Meadow. This is the original. I thought these made some really beautiful fall colors. And what I could have done is just cut them into some strips. These are all 1/2-inch strips and of varying lengths, 3 to 3.5. Directions are on my blog. I'm also going to put up directions for the new card that I'm going to do. But very, very simple, very quick to do with scraps. Easy card, but because of the Be Dazzling paper, you really get a lot of bang there. I'm going to get my tailored tag punch out, and I'm going to punch a bunch of these pieces. And I like to punch it so that the paper is down, the bedazzling part is down. I think it punches out better that way. And I'm really just going to punch a lot out. Run out of the edge there, so. And I could get another one in the middle there, but I'm not going to right now. I'll do it if I need to. I don't think I will need to. And you can do this kind of thing that we're going to do with any shape, but I really like this one. I don't think I really need all of these, but I'll use them, so might as well punch them. And to punch this middle out, I would just trim this stuff off, and then I could have access to in there. And this last one, the Cajun Craze. There we go. I'm going to flip them over so I can see what colors are which. I'm going to group them. There we go. And I have some cardstock already cut. I'm going to take a layer of Very Vanilla. And this is actually Very Vanilla thick. You could use the thin as well. I've also got another layer that's good for the inside of a Mossy Meadow card. And I've got a layer that's 4 by 5 1/4 of Cajun Craze. We're going to take a look at this layer right now. We are going to add on a, not a honeycomb effect, but that kind of tiling kind of look. What we're going to go for here is something that looks like this. And you need at least 3 different colors to do this and make it look right. So you see what I'm doing? And you could do it just partially across the page, just like that, or you can fill it up. And I'm going to fill it up. So we would have this, and right here we have Cajun and Champagne, and so we'd put some Mossy Meadow in here. That's how that's going to look. Now I can see I've got just this little piece down here. That's a really tiny, tiny piece. I'm going to try to move this all up. So when I'm doing this, this is actually how I do it. I kind of see what I want. And actually, I might even start with these two. No, I'll put it down here. Let's see. Let's see, that gives us a little bit more room down here for a piece that's a little bit bigger. It's hard to attach these when they're teeny tiny because you'll get glue everywhere. So you can see you've got this little piece down here. I would probably move this over a bit. Let's see how that'll work out. Again, I'm trying to leave the same margin in here. So that looks good, right? Because now I just have these bigger ones right here. So I'm going to start, actually, I'm going to move these out of the way again, and I'm going to start adhering these with, and you can use any adhesive you want. You can use the Stamp and Seal. You can use the green glue. I'm going to use the green glue, but I need to pay attention. I don't want to get the glue over here. I just want it right in here. So only what you want to glue down is where you should be applying the glue. Otherwise, you're going to have to clean up. All right, trying to get it straight. All right. Then I take the next one, and again, the tip is going off a little bit, so I don't want to go right to the bottom tip. Just leave a little bit of space. And you can use your grid paper if you want to help line things up. I'm just really eyeballing it. And probably right up to here. Oop, slipped a little bit. I want to keep the space as even as possible. Now it's going to be hard to get it to be totally even. And you can see I got my glue down there, so I'm just gonna wipe that off a little bit to protect my surface a little. There we go, that looks pretty good. So now I want to continue, I'm just going to continue going up. And let's see, this one right here will fit just about all the way on. So I can put glue right on. Oh, I think I might have been working all the way off, sorry. Put the glue right up here. So you're getting the idea with this, right? I'm trying to debate whether or not I just stop. I keep doing this and show you all the way to the end, or if I stop. The green glue gives you a little bit of playroom, not a ton. All right. So you get the idea, you just continue tiling, and then you're going to have all these pieces. So there's things like down here, you just need a portion of this green. I'm just going to add a little bit of glue up here. And I know that I can actually, since I just need a little bit of it, I could snip it in half to use it maybe up on the end somewhere else. So I just have this going on right here. And then once it's dry, you do want to give it a time to set up so that you're not, as you're cutting, you're not moving these edges. But once the glue is set up, then you just simply come across here on the back side and you trim off the excess. Now I'm going to do one of these magic of video type things and bring in my finished product. Here is my finished card. You can see I've tiled all the way, and you can see it's not perfect. All my areas are not perfectly spaced. They're perfect enough for me. This is a little bit wider than I'd like. This is a little bit skinnier than I'd like, but oh well, it still is beautiful. And the bedazzling paper just really makes that pop. All I did was I stamped a happy birthday in Cajun Craze on a piece of Very Vanilla, and I punched it out using the same punch and put it up on dimensionals. And I just played around with where it went. I wasn't sure if I wanted it to actually cover a whole existing tile. I found I didn't like that because it covered up some of the color. So I just kind of put it in between. And so there is my card. And on the inside, I actually had, I started with a larger piece, and I had cut some off with my paper trimmer, and I just put that on the inside, and I'll write my sentiments in here a little bit later. But great way to color these, just using some alcohol and some re-inkers and a spritzer. And this Be Dazzling paper is only while supplies last, so get it now while you can if you would like it. Thanks for joining in. For my next 2 Friday Night Lives, I am going to pre-record, so they won't actually be live, but they will air at 7:30 on Friday nights, because I will still be camping. So we go up on the weekends, and the campground internet is horrible. So I don't want you to miss out, and I don't want to be frustrated, and I don't want you to be frustrated. So we'll be pre-recording this week for next Friday night. So have a great week, everybody. Don't forget, tomorrow begins my 12 Sundays of Christmas. See you on Facebook or YouTube or my blog at 3 p.m. stamperhood.com.